Hi guys, welcome to your bi-weeklies and big shout out to all of you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. Cat Tarot is now at 50,000 plus. So I cannot really say to you how much and how much this means to me, how encouraging this is. So without further ado, let me just tell you quickly that on a special, this month continues to be X-Spread. So this is for on and off relationships, and if you really want to figure out and find out a little bit more about your partner. Generally, people use it for testing the possible partner. People use it to actually see what really went on, to reach closure, and to really kind of like a confirmation, yes, that they're not crazy. Anyhow, let's jump in. And lastly, happy birthday to all Virgos, and by the end of this period is going to be Libera's time to shine. So in the meantime guys, just check my Facebook and join in there as well if you can. Thank you so much. Hi Scorpio, there is Matrix visiting. That's a rare occasion. Hi Matrix, say hi to Scorpios. And I think it's my suspicion that he is a Scorpio. He officially, I'm celebrating his birthday on the 28th of October, because that's the day when I found him, or better to say rescued him. Well, Kitty was destined to be blind because he had a bad case of mites that haven't been attended to. So we managed to kind of like turn it around in time, and look at him thriving, very protective. So you guys tell me, if you're Scorpios, tell me that he looked to you, that he is kind of like your sign. So Scorpio, let's see, the 16th to 30th. Scorpio 16th to 30th, and at the end is going to be interactive part that I also had in the monthlies. Is going to be a little bit more simplified, and I'm going to clarify this with gypsy cards. Okay, wow, the world, I love it. So it was a situation that you really didn't know what to do. Maybe you had offers, or kind of like really didn't know how to exercise options, but check, you're reaching to the end of some kind of ordeal. It's the next stage, because if you're seeing, the kitty is imagining exactly the same thing. Look, I'm so hoping that I'm sitting on a cushion and have my milk. So nothing is changing, but you're staying the same. It's just something else that is going to be happening, right? It's just simply a new phase in life that kind of like this signifies. So let's see. I'm trying to cover this table with some bigger filter, but kind of like my sun. 8 of Wands reversed. This is a theme every single sign so far had it. So delayed communication. So most likely this is going to be happening before the 18th. This is still a leftover from our Mercury retrograde. It could be some kind of stagnation in kind of progressing of anything that you maybe had set in motion that you thought is going to come to the finish. Is like, oh, what's happening? There'll be unexpected kind of things. And the Judgment reversed. What's going on? This is like 21. So I think something that has been a bad judgment, or your part, or somebody you're involved with, it's going to start coming to the surface, and you're going to kind of see, okay, you had a choice between left and right, and you chose the wrong thing. So when this happens, things are coming to the surface to basically hunt you, right? And usually there are 3 things, and they usually last 3 days. So something from the past that hasn't been completely cleared or cleaned is going to be addressed, and maybe it's going to be kind of silent treatment from somebody, or somebody's going to tell you something and just like cut you off, or you will do the same thing, and it's just not going to kind of fly properly. Queen of Pentacles is Scorpio the wife, Scorpio the reliable, Scorpio the resourceful, or maybe you are hoping to be married. But I think this is more or less talking about you getting a little bit more practical and more pragmatic, and maybe after this kind of like things, you're trying to ground yourself a little bit. The past of the test, Knight of Pentacles, to me it's always a test. It is kind of like moving, it's kind of looking in your finances, wondering how do you progress financially, where, who, what, kind of like those existential questions, your water. So this is kind of for you actually higher energy, because the water is the slowest, but it's kind of the deepest. So you're kind of raising your energy above this, and this also is basically earth, the world. So Knight and Queen, it also could talk about a couple that is flirting as well, and there's somebody from the past if that's the case. But that with that somebody from the past, certain things will be lifted to the surface. Oops. There I see you guys. You are becoming you. In my monthlies, the transformation was coming onto you for 2 months in a row, right? And October is coming up soon. So the Death card is usually the card where we kind of like have to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And it looks like you will really not have much option here because, right, like something is just coming karmically to you. This is one of my karma cards, right? And it is like just right in front of you. You'll be faced into kind of like possibly with your own sins. Let me just tell you my word of my 2 cents. Generally, we live in times where we just keep being abrasive toward each other, and it's just a knee-jerk reaction. We see it everywhere on television. I mean, there is no decorum, and it would be really nice if you just go back to kind of like get it. So if we wrong somebody, it doesn't mean they didn't wrong us. And the communication, oh, you know, you did it to me, if the finger is pointed at you and you're lashing back, it's never going to end up productively. I always said, you know what, take it like the buck stops there, and take your side of obligation and just see what happens. Did the other person acknowledge that they also have to share in this or not? Because at that stage, you're in a power position. At that stage, yeah, you can say, you know what, I did take my share of the guilt. It didn't mean that I said I'm guilty for the situation. I'm just saying I actually did these kind of things. Maybe I was not a good communicator. Maybe I didn't tell you I love you enough. Maybe, you know, I dropped the ball. Whatever is basically the thing is going to be raised over here. It's kind of like going to come to play, right? So, you know, this actually talks about also some kind of ending, that maybe you're contemplating ending, maybe some ending happened, but it's something that kind of brings grief and brings a sense of loss. But the truth is that this card in many other decks is called transformation, because this death in itself contains the seeds of new life. It is a transformation. And in the other deck I absolutely love, because it shows this like 9 cats, like I mean lifting off from basically that, but like this is representing you. I think the transformation is just about to be finished. Well, you feel that somebody is going to drop a decision on you. This is not a great place to be. This is really feeling like cornered and kind of like feeling blindfolded, trying, already walking the tightrope, and now even just falling off that. And it's more or less in your thoughts, how you process it. It could be the third party, could be a lack of teamwork, because this can mean both, right? So you see, for here to catch a mouse, would they do it if they fight with each other? Right, you know the answer. But when this is in reverse, it talks about lots of fighting, the mouse is escaping, the mission is not accomplished. So let's see the environment. Okay, This is kind of really weird card, because I hear some many readers talking about, oh, you just like you're going to be single, etc., etc. Look, if you don't have this, you can never be in a relationship. This is the last phase where you're kind of feeling that you're standing firmly on the ground, or you know, you're offering your fullness. This is kind of like job well done. You're coming to the next stage. Like Pentacles generally talk about also kind of that your life is getting in order, and hey, you know, this is almost bringing yourself to completion, and you're giving the better self to the partner. Or this also could mean that there is some kind of accomplishment that you're going to have. And since this is coming in the environment, and you have, look at this, you're really goal oriented this month. Wait a minute, no, Libra is the one that challenges you, not Virgo. So it could be that somebody is coming around, and it's in the last phase of something that has been brewing for a while, but this worries me. We are going to clarify this card, this lack of teamwork. Wow, I love it. My favorite card, as you probably know, not because I'm an Aquarius, but because this is such a hopeful card. I mean, how many times do we go out and in the night sky we see this big star, and it makes us happy immediately, right? I don't think that anybody ever looked at the stars and cried. This is like one of those universal feelings that any nation on any level of accomplishment and education, we feel equally hopeful, and this vastness of the universe makes us wonder which star did we come from. So this means opening yourself to kindness, to healing. There you go, the transformation is finishing. So let's see the trajectory. Yeah, you still have to work on few things, and this could be this. I don't know if there is a third person or there are any doubts. This could be a work situation as well, that maybe is resurrecting for you, because this card is generally a card of giving and sharing. And when I kind of pull this card, I always ask my clients, okay, do you feel you have actually pulled your weight? And do you feel your partner pull their weight, or, you know, coworker, boss? If not, you know, how do you return this balance back? And this could be pretty much that maybe sometimes we skew it, and if we kind of like did certain bad things, then maybe we'll have to kind of like work it around. So it's a mixed bag. I think you're gaining huge clarity. You are actually following your star, and that's really biggie. Being yourself, it's one of the hardest things that there is. So I want to know a few things. So you have 3 major aganas, so that's kind of like coming through kind of bigger things. So of course you have another Scorpio, you have Aquarius over here showing up, and it could be some earth signs, but Capricorn and what is this, Taurus, I think. No, Virgo. It, I think, more or less speaks to me about a grounding quality that is going to be happening for you. So let's see this judgment for Scorpio. What is this judgment for Scorpio? It's almost to come out. Was there a marriage, or anticipation of marriage, or anticipation of relationship, and something in that respect is going to be addressed? Okay, so let's then check this Queen of Pentacles. Okay, so there will be questions about you. I don't know if it was a proposal or if you're in a relationship, and this is a question of the relationship over here, because this could actually be a couple. It's not a steady couple, but sort of a couple, because it's not king. If it's king, I would say, yeah, off you go. No, but this is reversed. There are like some kind of like sins coming here, and it'll be discussion. What do I do? Do I wait, and should I be faithful? And I think that's the direction that you will actually take. So let's see this Death card. Where is this landing? Because I'm so looking forward to your monthly to see. Okay, now I had 2 cards that kind of flipped. One is Melody. So you're probably going like, oh, Cat, I cannot take this transformation anymore. This is making me sick. I'm kind of like exhausted. But just keep at it. No, actually, sorry, it was a cat, not a dog. Well, keep at it. I still would say that, because it's a fake feeling. Sometimes, you know, when you try to do the positivity exercise, trying to be positive for a week, everything happens just to challenge you. Oh my gosh, like everything goes wrong. Like you get a speeding ticket, you get customer service insurance. It's just like everything is challenging. So I'm wondering if that's the case, that things will be happening that will be completely out of ordinary, and that probably is going to be the challenge in itself. So what is this decision that has been landed on you? Something that kind of like, melancholy is not exactly depression, but it's not also a good feeling. There's actually the very much melancholy is something in your thoughts, kind of wondering what should have been, what could have been, you know. It's sometimes really, it's actually a really easy way to snap out of it. Literally, you have to force yourself to laugh, even though if you don't feel like it, nothing is funny. Watch the comedy sketches, etc., because if you don't, then it becomes self-prophecy. So you do have to kind of loop yourself out of it. So let me see, what is this three of? It's going to be a conversation about something, about some teamwork, about somebody. This one was want to come as well, about possible new beginning, about what is working out, what is not working out. There is something that has been brewing for a while. For look back in the last 9 months, something back to December, what has been happening right now, what kind of conversations you had right now, what worked then, and what needs to be readdressed. That's kind of going to be the key. So let's see the healing. Scorpio, the star. Can you clarify this? There will be gifts, guys. These gifts can be material gifts, but these gifts can be also something spectacular. You might be your own jewel. And this is amazing card. It's sparkly. Maybe you're going to reward yourself for job well done, because this transformation kind of have been painful. And for Scorpio to kind of go through this kind of grueling crawl, it's hard. This is, since your card is death, this kind of like for you was dying, not death, and this dying was hard, but like at least that you kind of cut it off and you're starting something fresh. So guys, now the interactive part, you kind of like ask yourself a question and I'll give you an answer. I have already pulled 2 cards. I'm going to pull one more and just kind of hide it away from you so it doesn't kind of show you what it is. So this kind of works for both Scorpios and anybody who is actually watching this. It's okay. For Scorpio reading, give me the answer for door number 3. Sorry, I'm taking my table with me. Okay, door number 1, door number 2, door number 3. If you guys want this for an answer, and not changing later, Sky Tone. It's going to be some kind of spying. It's going to be trying to figure out what is the truth of the matter. Maybe not in the nicest kind of a way. Trying to sort of get it birdie. Kind of trying to figure out what's going on. This also could be a part of the blame that you're getting, that you're like too nosy, that you kind of want to possess things. And be careful. Sometimes like we kind of like engage in a play like this, and maybe this is like battle of wills, and you kind of realize you don't have a ground. Ground is a really important thing to have in relationships. Door number 2. 8 of Cups. Guys, somebody is walking away. This is not to say that somebody is not going to come back, because look, this person is looking back. But this person is still saying, look, there is the light. I have to figure out why is the light out there. These cups in this particular deck are kind of like fallen down. So this person doesn't have use for maybe something old and is looking for something new. So this is a very mental component, kind of like debate with you in your head. This is kind of emotional. And door number 3. Yay. If you guys are looking for a new romance and a possibility of reunion, or you want a new love to come your life, the potential is here. Why do I say the potential? This is a huge promise. This is the strongest card of the Cups deck, and it says the well is overflowing with love, so which means you clean it to death. That card that you had, transformation, is going to kind of lead you kind of further up. But this is also asking you to actually engage, meaning if you sit at home and you don't go out on dates, this is not going to kind of like work out. This is like having a candle next to matches. It's a potential. You just have to flick it. So engage, and the answer is going to be positive. So Scorpio, please give me your comments. If you haven't subscribed, please just click on subscribe so you're the first one to get the video when uploaded. Join my Facebook, and lastly, for your private reading, I'm available at www.cattarot.ca. Until the next time, Scorpios, all the best. Love you.